Sha'Carri Richardson didn't just get benched, she got completely erased from Team USA in one cold email. No warning, no sympathy, no conversation. Just straight up, you're done. The reason? A leaked raw airport video that allegedly shows her explosive fight with boyfriend Christian, and the league says this was the final straw. Now the big question everybody's asking is, who's telling the truth here? Sha'Carri or Christian? Reports say Sha'Carri was arrested at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport after she supposedly put her hands on Christian while they were rushing to catch a flight. Maybe she thought the drama would fade once the media cooled off. But instead, she got blindsided with the biggest shock of her career, Team USA officially kicking her out. And this wasn't just a warning or a temporary suspension, it was a full-on cancellation. Everything she built, everything she trained for, could be gone in an instant. Sha'Carri got the devastating news through her agent, who simply forwarded her the short, brutal email from USATF. The message said she was being placed on an indefinite leave. In the world of track and field, that's basically a death sentence for your career. No star athlete ever comes back from that. What really broke her wasn't even the decision, it was the tone of the email. No comfort, no understanding, no words of encouragement, just cold, direct, corporate language that read, "You are hereby placed on leave, effective immediately."
In the video, they are in the middle of an airport and he is visibly trying to walk away and she's like pushing him and like hitting him in the middle of a fucking airport in broad daylight. Like, as someone that's quite literally afraid to even record myself in public.
That's how Sha'Carri found out her entire future had just been ripped away. It wasn't just about Sha'Carri being told to sit at home until the media frenzy cooled down. This time, the league made it crystal clear. They were done with her. That airport arrest wasn't just a slip-up. It was the last strike in a long list of controversies that have been shadowing her career. And let's be real. This wasn't Sha'Carri's first time running into trouble with the higher-ups. She's been playing with fire for years, pushing the boundaries until something finally snapped. Back in 2020, the world watched in shock when she got suspended from the Tokyo Olympics after testing positive for THC metabolites, the classic marker of cannabis use. One moment she was preparing to shine on the global stage, and the next she was blindsided by an email from the US anti-doping agency demanding she enter a counseling program. But it didn't stop there. Sha'Carri was slapped with a 1-month suspension, which cost her the Olympic 100-meter dash, her signature event. And just when she thought she could still bounce back in the women's 4x100 relay, boom! She was axed from that too. Fans went wild over the punishment, calling it unfair and extreme, especially since cannabis isn't a performance booster and is legal in most places now. Still, the organization doubled down, saying her punishment was justified, that her actions weren't just about weed, but about a pattern of reckless behavior. To them, it wasn't about one mistake. It was about a star athlete who kept crossing the line until the consequences finally caught up. Complaints had already been piling up about Sha'Carri's behavior. Teammates whispered about her attitude during training, and coaches were fed up with what they saw as a total lack of respect for authority. These weren't just one-off slip-ups. They were pieces of a bigger picture, a pattern. And that's why, now that this scandal has blown up, not a single teammate from the women's squad has stepped up to defend her.
I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if like she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have like things that she need to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just like extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if like I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at like situations like this to just like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And like,
no statements, no tweets, not even a supportive IG story, just pure silence. And that silence speaks louder than any words. It tells you exactly how they feel. But here's where things get real messy. Why has nobody pulled back the curtain on Sha'Carri before? How did she manage to keep skating by while people looked the other way? That's where this story takes a wild twist, because her airport arrest? That was just the opening act in a much stranger drama. Fans first noticed something off when, just days after the incident, Sha'Carri's own boyfriend, Christian Coleman, stepped forward to defend her publicly, saying she didn't deserve to be arrested. Now let's pause right there. This is the same boyfriend she was allegedly caught getting physical with in front of witnesses. So the fact that he was suddenly standing by her side set off major red flags. And the leaked video only stirred things up more. You can clearly see Christian insisting Sha'Carri wasn't really at fault, which left everybody scratching their heads. Was he protecting her? Was he pressured? Or was there something deeper going on behind the scenes? Christian tried to brush it all off, saying it was just a bad situation they both got caught up in. But coming from the victim, that's alarming enough. What really set people off, though, wasn't even his words, it was his body language. He looked restless, his eyes darting all over, clearly nervous, barely able to keep eye contact with the camera. Something felt off. The second that video hit Twitter, the internet went crazy. Comments flooded in, dissecting every twitch and every glance. One user summed it up perfectly. I think this is a clear example of a DV victim defending and justifying the abuser's behavior. DV should never be tolerated, under any circumstances. That hit home for a lot of people. But here's the twist. At that moment, there were still plenty of fans rushing to defend Sha'Carri, even flipping the blame onto Christian. The narrative was split wide open, half the crowd backing her, half accusing her. Then came the bombshell. A new video surfaced, and this one blew every excuse out the window. It showed exactly what people feared, but only whispered about before. No more guessing, no more maybe. The truth was staring everyone in the face.
Yes, I do. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. I do have my ID. Yeah, but I will definitely leave him alone. There's nothing that I want to do with him anymore. Like I said, it was a relationship thing. I needed to get my stuff out of his bag.
Are you guys on the same flight? Or?
We are later on in the day because our flight ended up getting delayed. We were supposed to be leaving around this time of day, but the flight got canceled. So the flight doesn't leave until 10 p.m.-ish.
Okay.
So yeah, if you don't mind, can I step over here so I can check my ID?
That's fine.
Awesome, thank you.
And let's not forget, Sha'Carri had already downplayed her role in the fight. She painted it as just a heated couple spat, nothing more than a misunderstanding. But that was back when people had only seen a tiny, blurry clip. Once the full footage dropped, her story unraveled instantly. The moment police dropped the full 15-minute arrest video, everything suddenly clicked into place. It showed exactly how the airport meltdown spiraled, and it was messy from start to finish. At first, Sha'Carri tried to play it cool, smiling at officers and acting like nothing was wrong. But the second she realized those handcuffs were coming out, boom, her whole vibe flipped in an instant. You can literally watch the switch in the footage. She goes from pleasant to furious, unleashing on Christian. She called him a coward, pressured him to tell the cops she didn't do anything, and kept insisting she was completely innocent. But the wildest part? Sha'Carri tried to flip the script and claim he put hands on her. She even demanded Christian should be the one arrested, just because, in her words, he's the man. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, the real smoking gun dropped. A few days later, TMZ got their hands on the CCTV footage from inside the airport, and that's when the puzzle pieces fell into place. In the grainy clip, you can see Sha'Carri clearly shoving Christian, putting her hands on him and crowding his personal space. There was no more room for doubt. The defensive act during the arrest, the panicked outbursts, the victim routine, it all screamed guilty. The arrest video showed the switch up, but the CCTV footage? That sealed the deal. And the craziest part? Christian didn't even lift a finger the entire time. If anything, the guy looked like he was trying to walk away, trying to escape the drama. But the more distance he tried to put between them, the harder Sha'Carri came at him. That video didn't just catch her in the act, it completely flipped the script. It painted Sha'Carri not only as a liar, but as someone willing to twist the truth to save herself. If those cameras hadn't been rolling, she might have gotten away with painting Christian as the aggressor.
Christian, are you serious right now? Christian.
Washington State, he doesn't get a say.
But I understand, we were arguing. But I understand entirely. We were arguing. Okay, I'm not gonna resist. But I'm telling you that we was arguing. I didn't assault him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that your guys are doing this to me and he's the man in this situation, I'm gonna comply. I am. I'm not gonna argue with you at all. But you have me on camera, but at the same time, what he has on camera, when I have my phone, shows something different. So if I need to show that, I will. Okay, but I have my phone that shows something different. But Christian, thank you, Christian.
Don't talk to him right now.
Okay, I won't. Thank you so much, officer. They are arresting me right now, Christian. Sissy, they're arresting me right now. Am I gonna go actually to jail right now?
You actually go to jail.
Wait, but right now,
Yes, it's a physical
I didn't. Can he tell you that I didn't do nothing to him?
We have it on
Christian, are you serious right now?
Alright.
Christian, I'm about to go to jail because of you right now. You know what? Okay.
Think about that. She didn't hesitate for a second to throw her own boyfriend under the bus while she was being cuffed. And when the footage finally exposed the lies, silence. Silence from her, silence from her camp, silence from her so-called supporters. It was like everybody suddenly knew the truth was undeniable. So when Sha'Carri finally broke the silence with a statement, fans thought maybe, just maybe, she'd come clean. But her so-called apology only made things look 10 times worse. The video went viral instantly, but not for the reason she hoped. In the clip, she talked about accountability, reflection, forgiveness, especially asking it from Christian. But while her words sounded polished, her vibe screamed fake. Fans were quick to call it out, saying she looked more like she was casually doing an Instagram story time than responding to something as serious as domestic violence. She was smiling, she was relaxed, she was performing. It felt less like an apology and more like a PR stunt. To a lot of people watching, it looked like a script her team forced into her hands, not real remorse. But Sha'Carri didn't stop at the video. She doubled down with an Instagram story, this time writing directly to Christian. In the post, she said, "I apologize to Christian. He came into my life and gave me more than a relationship, but a greater understanding of unconditional love. From what I've experienced in my past, I was blind and blocked off to not only receive it, but give it. I love him, and to him, I can't apologize enough. My apologies should be just as loud as my actions, honestly louder. To Christian, I love you and I'm so sorry." On paper, it looked like a heartfelt message, but fans weren't buying it for a second. Just like the video apology, people dragged it as fake, rehearsed, and way too polished. Like something her PR team cooked up just to quiet the storm. The timing, the wording, even the tone, it all felt like damage control, not genuine remorse.
It's Sha'Carri, and more than anything, definitely a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation with somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well is something that holding myself accountable. I see myself, I'm taking this time to not only see myself, but give myself a certain level of help that overall is going to reflect who I truly am in my heart and my spirit, and not allowing this moment.
Comments online got brutal fast. One user snapped, "She already had a bad attitude, got caught lying, and now she's out here assaulting a man in public? Time to pack her up. If the roles were reversed, Christian would have lost everything by now." Another fan took it even further, tagging her sponsors directly, writing, "I don't like her apology at all. She doesn't seem sincere, and she's smiling way too much. Nike, Sprite, Hype Paris, hold her accountable and terminate her brand deals." And that's the part hitting her where it really hurts. Her money. Before all this blew up, Sha'Carri had stacked multiple lucrative brand deals. But now, Insiders whisper that the silence from those companies is chilling, and she could be on the verge of losing every single one. Big brands like Nike don't play when it comes to protecting their image. The moment an athlete looks like a liability, they'll cut ties without hesitation. And Sha'Carri might have finally crossed that line. No official announcements yet, but insiders say her phone hasn't stopped buzzing with brand reps demanding answers, asking if she can even fulfill her obligations now that her reputation is hanging by a thread. Worse yet, new contracts that were supposed to secure her future shelved indefinitely. Lawyers are already circling the mess from both sides, scrambling to figure out who owes who and what can be salvaged. Meanwhile, Sha'Carri is watching everything she built crumble, piece by piece. Her career, her endorsements, her legacy. And the most shocking part, she's gone silent. No posts, no fiery clapbacks, no bold statements. The same woman who once sprinted through scandals with her head held high is now standing still, cornered by the very machine she once outran. If this suspension holds, it's not just about losing her spot on Team USA, it's about being erased from the sport altogether. Sha'Carri isn't just off the track, she's out of the race. So what do you think? Is this the end of Sha'Carri's career, or will she find a way to bounce back? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. See you on the next one. It's only getting crazier.